Some very crazy things are happening in crypto right now. And I think for XRP holders, this is actually really nice. For the rest of crypto, it kind of depends because all the I just slammed my microphone. All the news is negative, but the implications of it and the results that might come afterwards might be really splendid. Let me explain to you exactly what is going on, and here we go. I'd say the hottest take, the craziest part that happened today is this right here. Breaking news, lawmakers, a couple of them, came together to urge the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, to allow Bitcoin spot ETFs right now, all right, immediately. Dear Gensler, we write to ensure that the SEC does not continue to discriminate against spot Bitcoin exchange traded products. The SEC is responsible for making certain that products that comply with investor protection standards are made available to investors. This position was affirmed 3-0 by the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia last month in the Grayscale case, and the Circuit Court upheld Grayscale's position that the SEC violated the Administrative Procedures Act when it denied Grayscale's application to convert Grayscale Bitcoin Trust to a spot Bitcoin ETP. And it basically says in this decision, the Court of Appeals held that Grayscale's proposed Bitcoin product is materially similar across relevant regulatory factors to the approved Bitcoin futures ETPs. It further found that the SEC's unexplained discounting of the obvious financial and mathematical relationship between the spot and futures markets falls short of the standard for reasoned decision making. And the reason I said that this is actually a really nice thing over in the crypto market, especially for XRP holders and people involved in these cases, is because in my opinion, it shows that Gary Gensler is a freaking maniac, all right? That's the freaking short story of it. It shows that they're just doing something for the sake of doing something instead of it being the right thing to do. Oh, but you don't believe me? You don't believe that Gary Gensler is a little bit of a... Okay, I got something else to show you, so just wait. But first, guys, make sure you go ahead and press that like button. We're on a journey to make 1 million millionaires, and I really want a couple of you guys, hopefully, to stick around all these updates, to stick around and really listen to what I've got to say, but really also kind of to back up your commitment to kind of help out the channel by pressing that like button and to hopefully be around our social channels, like for example Discord, and being active in there, because the way I see it, the people who seek it the best or seek it the most will also gain the most. But so please show your commitment and please show some support by pressing that like button. And what I mean when I just said that Gary Gensler, all right, gives everybody the middle motherfucking finger like that without any second thought, let me show you this. So some lawmakers put up this letter just now, right? You can see 8 hours ago. 8 hours ago as well, this came out. The SEC just extended or basically delayed a Bitcoin spot ETF from ARK21 shares to January 10th, 2024. And if you can't see the irony in this, I don't know. But what they basically did was some regulators were coming in and saying, hey, Gensler, you got to approve all this because it doesn't make sense for you to deny. And the same hour, he's like, you know what? I'm denying this even another year. Screw you. I'm putting this back another couple of months because I don't care about what you think. So when they come and say, please do it as quickly as possible, he's like, no, man, I'm going to take even longer now. That's the most critical example. That's like when I used to be a little bit younger and I had to do the dishes. I was already going to do the dishes, but the moment that somebody tells you, hey, go do the dishes, it's like, I kind of want to do it less now. And he, I guess, has the power to be like, you know what? Don't tell me what to do. Look, I've got the motherfucking balls here to make the decisions. And I mean, he proved himself right. In the long term, I don't think this is going to be the right decision. I think it's going to stab him in the neck even more, in the foot, I should say. Oh, damn, why am I getting so heavy all of a sudden? But this is the perfect picture of how Gensler feels right now, knowing all the regulators are against him, and he just pops up another extension, another delay. This is exactly how I think Gary Gensler's feeling right now, and I love it. Anyway, at the same time, we've been talking about the UK doing some pretty crazy things in the crypto space. For example, the Coinbase put up a statement. Other exchanges put up statements about them having to potentially leave the UK because of how strict they're getting. It's unfortunately not only on the exchange part of things, though. A side note, I had to quickly make it into a meme over on Twitter. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help myself, guys. Okay. Anyway, so Trace. I hope you all know it. If you don't, then what the frick you doing here? Chase, massive bank, just banned crypto for their clients. Now, specifically, they did so in the UK, but if they do it in the UK, I'm not afraid of them. Sorry, I'm quite sure they're not going to be afraid of doing it worldwide if the need arises. And they've basically done this. Hi. Hey, hello. To help keep your money safe from fraud and scams. I always love that line, right? We're doing this to help you. We're making sure you can't move your money around to keep you safe. We're changing the type of payments you can make from Chase. From October 16th, 2023. If we think you're making a payment related to crypto assets, we'll decline it. So how could this have been worded better to actually be for your safety? If we think you're making a payment related to something you don't actually want to pay, we're blocking it. Or related to fraud, scams, deceit, phishing, we'll block it. No, crypto assets. If you'd still like to invest in crypto assets, you could try using a different bank or provider instead. So basically, we're not going to allow you to free your money, which again, I've said before, this is the most logical response from a bank. If I had a bank, I might even consider doing the same thing. You don't want people to leave your ecosystem. You just don't. Think about it logically. Chase literally loses money every single time somebody transfers to crypto because they don't transfer it back. Well, some people do, but the most part, they just like to invest in crypto and keep it there, which basically means less money in their system, which means it becomes less of a Ponzi scheme, right? Where the Ponzi scheme stops working and people actually take the money out. Again, the bank system is based on the idea that people never take their money out fully. If you try to withdraw all your money to your bank, if it's more than 6 cents right now, okay, if some of you guys try to withdraw all the money from your bank, you notice you can't, or at least you're gonna have to file for a request to take your money out. You might have to go meet up with a manager or with a risk team to talk about why you want to take your money out. Then you might have to wait another couple of days to go ahead and get your money out. If you're going to transfer it, perhaps it could work because it stays in the freaking Ponzi scheme system. But if you really try to get it cold hard cash, very difficult. But please be cautious, as you may not be able to get the money back if the payment ends up being related to fraud or scam, which again is a fair notice. Just the fact that they'll completely block it is weird. Please head to our website for more info. We've decided to make this decision because fraudsters are increasingly using crypto assets to steal large sums of money from people. Declining these payments is one of the ways we're helping to keep your money and you safe. All the best to Chase team. Again, how could they have done this differently if they really wanted to help you? They could have said, hey, you know what? We're blocking it for the first 24 hours to make sure you really know what you're doing. Which, again, I wouldn't be against, because if they, on the risk side of things, have noticed, okay, the amount of people getting scammed from crypto is 99% higher, or even thousands of percent higher than last year. It's happening for 80% of the people that send money to crypto. It's actually a scam. Sure, I'm going to be on their side by saying, let's actually try to protect these users by giving them a little grace period where they can still get back on the decision, because that's really helping people. Is it the best? No, because some people just want to put money into their account quick, crypto, to buy it that day. And if you got 24 hours of grace period, that might mess up your trades. But if that helps save so much money over the long haul, because all these old people, for example, are getting scammed, sure. On the opposite side, you guys know from my channel, I like freedom. And I kind of think if people get scammed, that's the way of life, you know, because if you're stupid enough to get scammed, which again can happen to anybody, even to me. I'm not a saint and I'll never get scammed. I'm never saying that. But the moment I do, I was stupid enough somewhere, or the others were just basically clearly better. Yeah, it's the way it is, you know? And a bank can try to hold your hand through this whole process, but at the end of the day, them stopping your crypto payments is not going to let you stop getting scammed. If these guys, the scammers, really want to, well, they'll just literally say this: you've got the opportunity of a lifetime, but Chase, yeah, they're not letting you do it. Use another bank. And then, oh, the story continues. And you might say, well, but maybe every bank is blocked. They'll probably social engineer you to figure out another way to get your money. So I'm not sure this is going to stop everything, but hey, just wanted to bring it to y'all's attention. I've got some cool videos coming out later. Adam said actually some interesting thing. GENSLER got demanding letter from Congress, and then 30 minutes later hammers out an early denial. Dude is off the rails and thinks he's above both the courts and Congress. He should be recalled. Again, I want you guys to remember, though, that his testimony has now also been released, and a little bit later today, he is going to speak in front of the House Financial Services Committee, and I'm surely going to be watching that. Again, I'm over in Korea right now, so I'm not so sure what time that is going to be for me, and if I'll be able to live stream this, perhaps I will be able to. I believe it might be 11 p.m. here, so perhaps later tonight we'll actually do a Gary Gensler stream. So if you're around, make sure you check by the channel. And of course, guys, put your notification bell on so you're always up to date with whenever something happens. If I do decide to stream, we'll probably go over this a little bit more and exactly what this all means. Even though Gary Gensler's opinion and Gary Gensler's papers like this, yeah, they don't speak too much because he always keeps saying, we can't talk about ongoing cases. We don't know just quite yet. We can't talk about that. We can't say. We're all doing this for the people, to protect the industry, to protect people, yada, yada, yada. But I believe that this is going to be one of those times again where they're going to look at Gary Gensler's actions and say, hey, why have you done that? And he's not going to be able to defend himself. He's going to say, well, pick an explanation. And then they're going to come back and say, well, but that doesn't make sense. So explain it better. And he's not going to be able to do that. But hopefully it's going to be the first time where he actually properly gets exposed. But all we can do is hope. Guys, make sure you go ahead and press that like button. Make sure you go ahead and join our Discord. I've got some really cool things coming up. It's almost hard to explain just how the things I'm cooking up are going to be for the people because we're wasting so much opportunity. I want like a squad of people that are always doing research, always willing to learn more, and always willing to hop on opportunities whenever they are presented, like an inner circle of sorts. It might sound strange to you, but I'm really craving that because I just know whenever I go to these events over in Singapore, I just went to last week, over here in Hong Kong, I'm going to next week, over in Japan, recently went to, I noticed the power in combining people's analysis and what I just told you about our squad here in Korea. What we've done is identify smart money, some big guys that are moving tons of money around, making tons of profit at the same time and time again. That's how I was able to tell you about Front and whatever was happening there because we've done the analysis. But it's honestly not that crazy difficult, and a lot of people could find it out by themselves. Yet, if you've got a little squad of people, these things become so much easier. And so I want kind of like a place where we actively all discuss it. But I need committed people. Otherwise, a lot of people are doing research, and a lot of people are doing nothing. They're just in the same space. People don't like that. You want a whole squad of people that actually want to learn stuff, do stuff, make money together. But yeah, I'm thinking of how to do that. For right now, I'd say just join Discord because it's the best thing I can think of. But soon enough, we might think of something else or a special squad inside Discord for the people that really are committed and are looking for cooler stuff. But hey, that's about it. See you guys later in another one.